everyone, and welcome back. I am the James of the Games, and welcome back to Sapphire the Missing Members. Yes, we are not starting on the home screen. And I know it's really late, but I've been super distracted all night, and I should have started streaming like 3 hours ago. But I'm determined to finish this tonight, so I'm not ending till I read every description. The vivid color of this red stone. Petrified heart. The vivid color of this red stone reminds me of my wife's eyes when they burn with the rage. Just between you and me, I've noticed lately that she's been getting more wrinkles. Now that I think about it, I've probably caused her a lot of stress. When I return to Hokate, I'll take on a long vacation. It also doesn't help that the stupid Costco both, one, basically said, we don't want your business, don't come back, and two, even when I try and order online, they're still out of mangoes! But anyways, this crimson stone is said to reflect the contents of the soul and detect strong emotion. Whether it indicates passion or righteous ire depends on the love of your wifey today. I've lived for decades, and yet there are still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are some women so crazy? I did not do that. The game did it itself. I have no clue why that occurred. That was by complete accident. And also, thank you, Akbar, for going in and subscribing. Okay, go into treasures. Oh jeez, we have to listen to this stupid ship doing all of this again. Ancient secrets. Yeah, you realize how many of the treasure sets you can't complete until you get to the Wistful Wild by having this go over and over again. Okay, now to just scroll up, and that's how far we have to go through today. And yet there's still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are so crazy about things sparkle? That's one enigma I'll probably never answer. A stone with a subtle twinkle that grants harmony, stability, and tranquility to the beholder. The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewelry. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I know girls grow up quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast. This scintillating jewel will make girlfriends feel like queens of the galaxy, and boyfriends feel like kings of debt. Fit for the ruler of the universe, it is the ultimate giant diamond. Does make me question if on Hokate there's like a set of money below Pokos in their currency. Okay, sorry. When I look at sapphires, I remember a time long ago when I would buy my wife. I'd buy her jewels every time she which turned out to be all the time. It was tough with my meager salary. Like a forlorn heart during the rainy season, this sapphire's lovely, but tinged with sadness. Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it in the bowels of a dank predator-infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of pink. This stone is for all fathers who want their daughters to grow up to be elegant rather than flashy. There's nothing cheap about the sparkle of this stone. It's the gift you've been looking for. Lately it seems my daughter's been admiring my wife's ring. For now she's satisfied with her cheap toy ring. When she gets bigger, I love watching her grow up, but it also makes me fearful for my wallet. An emerald in the shape of a 4-leaf plant. Its vivid green hue soothes the soul and calls for joy. Order yours today! What is this? I've encountered countless treasures on this expedition, but never seen anything like this. All I can say about it is that it's both astounding and absurd. Amazing, more than amazing. It is so overwhelming that my CPU is acting. What a spectacular find! Crimson Jewel was found in a hole deep in the icy surface. Viewed from a distance, Stem's dazzling red sparkle looks. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of acute hyperthermia. The sight of this may warm you when you are cold, a lovely side effect of this valuable treasure. I'm captivated by this treasure's unique flavor. I found it in a breathtaking complex of caverns. I'm glad to see I'm already enjoying the fruit. Long ago, evil forces clashed with the forces of justice. The evil was defeated and locked away in this stone. Am I evil for making up such a tale? Justice, please look the other way. That's peculiar. When I gaze at this stone, all of my stress seems to wash away. Suddenly not so annoyed with my irrational boss and unappreciative underling. I'm not even annoyed with the tight-fisted corporation I slave each and every day for. Wash away all your stress and angst with the glory of this enduring symbol of love. We traveled across the universe to this planet pursuing the dream of great discoveries. I found a cavern that symbolizes the goal of our grand expedition, so I've named it the Dream Den. Stones, soil, and the stars themselves radiate with delight for this symbol of galactic desire. I could never say this within earshot of the ship, but years of hard use have taken their toll. For one thing, thermostat is broken. Temperature in the cockpit can fluctuate wildly between sweltering heat and frigid cold. Humid heat is awful, but the bone-chilling cold is even worse. Looking at this heartwarming gem gives me the strength to endure the elements. This gem holds the shape of the universal symbol of love, yet its cut and light refracting abilities make it a menacing super weapon in disguise. It could be used to create a horrifying doomsday ray, or something even worse. We peaceful machines live in eternal fear of the ability of living beings to turn anything into a weapon. That's pretty funny. Found this treasure in a cave teeming with merciless creatures, but we did find this gorgeous jewel. So it wasn't all that bad. Update, it turns out that it's just plastic. So it was all bad after all. Those who view this gem's green twinkle become filled with great hopes and expectations. However, it rewards neither. This artistic Sam only provides short-lived happiness. I get really scared when we get angry with wives and daughters have sinister ways to get back at forgetful father. The cold brilliance of this stone will freeze the hearts of all admirers and sap their wills. Men throughout the universe will gaze upon this and be reminded of their wives. These parts join together to form an elegant treasure. Naturally, seeing the two separated makes me sad. I suppose what really makes me sad is the fact that I'm separated from my... Aww. It looks like a common gem, but it is actually a female specimen of a gemstone life form. Select a male and a female, and they will sparkle in the darkness, longing for one another. Captain views his ship as a brother and a partner, someone he can trust with his life. Crucial for them to develop an unquestionable, unfaltering trust. I refuse to believe that simple trinket is some kind of living gem. That's insane! Once again, daydreams come alive. This is not just a fine gem, but a rare, inorganic life form. From the shape of it, I've concluded this is some kind of data transmission. However, Louis the Sheep is telling me that I'm way off target. Told them, if I'm so wrong, what do you think it is? Don't see you suggesting any alternatives. They're just being negative. I'm going with my gut on this. You didn't have Louis when you found this. This communication monitor was found on an uncivilized planet. Sadly, it is broken and does not work. As such, its purpose cannot be confirmed. Yet, that only heightens its irresistible appeal. Reality or misperception. Either way, you should buy it! According to my analysis, the object is a highly intellectual capacity. But if it's so smart, why won't it pass on some of its wisdom to me? Excuse me. The creature holds the greatest concentration of knowledge in all the known universe. However, due to its reclusive personality, it pretends to be a mere pebble. I speculate that this crystal is in fact highly intelligent. It must possess the telepathic powers. When I peer into it, the reflection of my face is bright red. It must be sensing my stress. Tomorrow I think I would sleep through the whole day. Oh, sweet. Yep. This thought crystal checks your stress levels with its telepathic powers. It is currently all red. Red, red, red! The world is filled with stress, and this is the color that represents our society. According to the ship scanners, this inanimate object has the capacity to love. Fortunately, my love is already spoken. So, one of the wisest beings in the universe, this entity also boasts a galactic-sized helping of love. However, due to its shyness, it will never speak of that love. Pikmin are always staring at me. Nice to see that they look up to me, but it's becoming unnerving. Sometimes I want to hide away in the ship just to escape their beady eyes. This crystal is empowered with psychokinetic abilities if it is so inclined. It will use its mighty powers to do physical labor in your stead. When it will be so inclined is unknown, however. My investigation has concluded this object embodies the spirit of comedy. When it comes to humor, not even this item can stand up to my unrivaled powers of hilarity. Too bad Preston doesn't appreciate my comedic team. Another of the universe's most intelligent beings. This creature's entire existence, from the birth of the universe to its ultimate collapse, is dedicated to devising a very special joke. Some of these pictures are weird. Trying to sort out the 5 different colors of Pikmin is giving me a headache. I'll be a much better tech. Oh my goodness. Seriously. This mystic crystal has the ability. I realize it's small. It's partially so that way I don't, like, cover up too much of the actual screen. Is that better? That better? And also, welcome, concerned mom of 3. The reason that I typically, for this series, I didn't put it up in this corner is that that's where the day counter usually goes. But, hello! You're the first person to show up this stream. And the only real thing I'm doing is just reading all the rest of the item entries in this, because it's something that I feel is really unappreciated in this game, and we're at 126 of 201. This mystic crystal has the ability to channel energy between this world and the next. This spiritual connectivity will act as a life navigator for a positive existence. I usually don't have many people show up. If you're looking at my actual follower count, Twitch has borked my follower count insanely. And I was follow botted basically into oblivion several months back. I believe it was like last October, November. And at that point, I had like some like, I want to say like over 150,000 follow bots on my channel. And they got rid of like 90% of them. But out of probably the 11,000 number you see, less than 500 are genuine people, which is kind of frustrating. But welcome! Thank you for coming! Oh, it is insanely crazy. So, yeah, my follower count is really, really borked. Really bored. And speaking of which, if you type in the chat !Discord, it'll give you a link to my Discord server, which automatically sends messages out for when I'm streaming. This shape resembles a mammal appendage, but I have no idea what it actually does. Dripping with what can only be described as beef. I can't blame the ship for not wanting to touch it. I don't want to touch it either, but I've got a duty to my mission. Sometimes the captain has to take one for the team. This shape, through the mind, though the mind forgets, the heart remembers. All sentient life forms must recall the love of their mothers. Speaking of which, my mother's probably going to visit me this weekend. So, depends which day it'll be, but I'll probably have a shorter stream that day. What an odd doll. I can't stop squeezing it. I've decided to market this doll back home as an exercise apparatus. People could work up a good sweat with this thing. the boss is fairly plump. I'll suggest he use it. Oh, I take it you've never actually seen Discord as an app before? Hopefully you can actually make an account and log in. Because if I do most of my, like, social networking through Discord, since Twitter is an utter freaking trash pile. I despise how Twitter is set up. I could not figure out how to make a Parler account, and figuring out how to get, like, automatic stuff set up on Gab has driven me nuts, and I can't figure out how to do it. Push it, pull it, tackle it, the stuff figurine just popped right back up no matter what. This is just the thing to get you sweating and shedding those extra holiday pounds. Why our very own company president was able to drop 10% of his body weight. First time I laid eyes on this hideous creature, I thought it was a giant aquatic monster. Took me several terror-filled seconds to realize that it's just an statue. What a relief. I was ready to run all the way back to Hockaday. Ugliness that can destroy all beauty drives deep despair into the heart of the beholder. This hideous item is a must-have for connoisseurs of all things wretched and repellent. I'm not just an intergalactic space captain, I'm also an artist. See the inner beauty in everything. Some things other people can call ugly and boring. I find intellectually stimulating and aesthetically true. I'm sophisticated like that. This is both the pinnacle of beauty and the nadir of ugliness. The definition of ugly beauty. No word for this state exists, but my database banks indicate bugly will suffice. Welcome! Thank you for joining my Discord! And after my next series, I hope to start on here actually making polls for what series I'll play next. So do go ahead and be cognizant of that, because of whenever I will post a poll on my Discord, you will only have 1 day to vote on it. But I will say, I don't think I'll ever run out of material. Ever. Ever. If you're looking at the webcam. My moniker has a name, has a purpose. It has a reason for existing. I am the James with the games for a reason. Oh, my right headphone isn't producing noise. Come on, you. Yes, I do have a big collection. I probably have stuff that most people have never even heard of. Because if I also have stuff that it was never released in America originally. I'm not joking about that. And I've gotten them to work. Come on. Give me sound. I wasn't meaning to hit the death counter. The ship is noisy, but nothing compares to the boss's inane chatter. Blah 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 never ends. You could learn a lot from this noiseless, disembodied head. Louie's quiet nature was hard to adjust to. Now I've grown to appreciate the peace of quiet. But also, yeah, just like, ask me random stuff. I will answer. The perfect gift in this age of overwhelming information. This mute face cherishes silence. If you value peace and quiet, why not spend some time staring into this face? 1 hour, 2 hours. I am feeling drowsy. Energy saving mode initiated. No, unfortunately. I haven't had ice cream in my freezer in ages, mainly because of I don't buy ice cream frequently since it's too dang expensive. And I'm personally really upset right now because of basically the dessert that I have been eating for a couple years straight. My local Costco has stopped carrying it, and it's making me so, like... I have a confession to make. I've become enamored with this object. I know I shouldn't fall for company property, but I can't suppress these feelings forever. Gaze into these round eyes and experience wave after wave of joy. Yes, love is good. I tried flying this thing once, but it moved too rapidly and I contracted vertigo. Maybe it could be used as an amusement ride. Youngins would love it. However, I don't think I'll ever ride it again. Just an ordinary spring, hardly. This is a high-speed thrill ride tested by one of our employees. Jump aboard for a ride so fast it'll make you see other worlds. Today, we found the remains of a wooden construction engine buried deep under the surface. Can't imagine anyone on this uncivilized planet inventing it. We'll have to wait until later to finish surveying this maze. But this place intrigues me. There may be something interesting to learn about this primitive object. This will exhilarate your soul like popcorn. Kaboom! Happiness explodes from within. The shape itself speaks of wondrous things to come. Let us get excited. Investigating alien objects provides me with an opportunity to solve new mysteries. For example, when I rolled this object, I discovered it's perfect for tilling land. Usually I have the machine analyze the treasures with me. Sometimes I like to examine artifacts with my razor-sharp intellect. Spin, 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 thump, spin this on the ground, and look, it throws dirt all over, plowing the field. This is the perfect tool for those on Hook and Hate who want to cultivate mini onions at home. I still love this. It's called the Doomsday Apparatus. Perplexing mysteries are often solved in unexpected ways. When I was studying this item earlier today, I was astounded. I was astounded at its unbelievable bulk. It was so heavy, I would have never been able to move it without my burly purple Pikmin. Later analysis indicated this thing is in fact some kind of heavy artillery. It's a 1 pound weight, Olimar. It's a 1 pound weight. An apocalyptic weapon made of super heavy gravity compressed materials of unknown origin. The fact that its great weight makes it uncontrollable is at times a mild detriment. Recently noted that man alive. recently noted that changes in its environment happen at a very rapid pace. Compared to how it was when I was here before, the perplexing pool has changed drastically. Due to frequent tectonic shifts, the region appears slightly different each time I enter it. Could be a natural phenomenon. Phenomenon! Do-do-do-do. Phenomenon! Do-do-do-do-do. Phenomenon! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Now I have that stuck in my head. But it's as if I feel the presence of a guiding hand. Do-do-do-do-do. Maybe it's just my imagination running wild. Imagination. This is an incredibly dangerous aquatic explosive, which is fortunately never detonated. Doesn't know its true destructive power, but this could well be the most cataclysmic weapon ever. I bet you got a kick out of that. Whenever I see that word anywhere, I have to do that. I've never seen such a huge lens. It must have been designed by a nanograde magnifier by a hyper-advanced society of alien megabrains. Ah, this object is far too complex for even my superior scientific intellect to comprehend. Peek into this item with a sense of wonder and glimpse a frighteningly gigantic world. This lens is a window into the thrilling world of tiny creatures everywhere. Weather was beautiful today. In this region, weather's always good. Plants and animals thrive on all that sunlight. I want to hurry up and finish cataloging all these treasures so I can get back to the sunshine. Excuse me. No height is too great to fall from. If you possess this, it may be frightening, but get over it. First, this object looked impressive, but a closer inspection reveals it's just a cheap statue. In many ways, it reminds me of my father. Probably shouldn't tell him that. Once, an unknown planet, a megalithic civilization flourished, and this is proof of its existence. For hoarders of ancient artifacts, this is a must-have piece. Truly, collectors will crave it. I do not know if that is true or not, but items in demand fetch higher prices. This statue features an astounding degree of detail. It looks a lot like a present I gave my mom for Mother's Day. I miss her sometimes. Aw, is your mother dead, Olimar? I don't think you ever tell us. This stone carving was lined up with others as if it were meant to protect something. Proof of a megalithic civilization. I'm unsure about that, but bluffing is paramount. Also, how is my robot impression? I don't have many people come in during stuff like this, so I don't know how good my impressions are. My long journey has led me to this compelling stone. During my quest, I've barely escaped being crushed, chewed, ingested, and scorched countless times. But somehow I persevered. This stone reminds me of that. It's like it has a personality of its own. I'd like to take it back with, place it in my garden, commemorate this expedition. You're gonna make that a meme around here, aren't you? But thank you. I wish you were here for my Tales of Fantasia streams for when I met all of the Wonder Chefs for like, I am a denizen of the wonderful world of flavors. Oh yeah, I can't remember the bloody line. I have this taste for all who would partake. Would you like a little taste of my world? For those who care for others, for those who hail subordinates and send them into the unknown, only these few will appreciate this fine, distinctive stone. Did I just describe myself? But a strange pattern. When I look at it, I can feel good fortune smiling down on me. If I could just buy a lottery ticket right now, I'm sure I'd win. This appears when you have no money to play the lottery and floats away when you do. The mystic pattern is a magnet for good luck, so at least you can enjoy feeling lucky. Explorers strive, but fate decides. You can prepare and practice for an expedition, but there's only so much a person can do. Sometimes you have to put your life in fate's hand. I've come to understand this intergalactic truth while I've traveled to the farthest reaches of the universe. Fate and I are pretty close. At the end of a long life, some beings wish to leave the world and stroll in a field of flowers. Does this desire ever come to fruition? I do not know, but this beautiful deck of luck wafers makes me wonder. Even we machines ponder the great power down at the end of the trail. I do say, if you actually follow during the stream, I have my alert box set up, and it should pop up something really awesome if you do so. Computers view the world in ones and zeros, but my people are different. Our world isn't simply black or white, right or wrong. Everybody's different. Maybe one day the ship will understand that. Maybe one day it won't give me stats when I ask it to collect a slimy specimen. The world is divided into two groups, ones and zeros. Are you in the winning or losing group? You love the thrill of the game, but do not care for the outcome, then this stone is for you! It symbolizes both victory and defeat. What a concept! Speaking of which, it's been driving me nuts, but I have no clue how to do a French accent. And in my previous Let's Play, there was a character with a French accent who I could not voice properly for the life of me because of the fact that they had a French accent. When I gaze at the stone, I can feel my fate being forecasted. It must know what's going to happen to me. Sir, it sees that I'll be hailed as a brilliant visionary and brave explorer when I return to Hokage. More powerful than effort, more relentless than talent, luck is the true ruler of life. This mystical stone tests the path of luck. So are you the true master of your life? Alright, finally done with that series. At night, I have nothing to do to keep me occupied. I've been searching for something to dull the boredom, but every time I find something I want to play with, it's broken. This object is a great example. It looks fascinating, but I can't get it to function. Guess all I have to do is write in this journal. Going to bed early is a waste of time for a lively soul. This dream maker makes night fun. Fine, so it's broken and does not work. That is a drawback. Come on, use your imagination. Are there actually any identifying marks on this? Oh, it's a Game & Watch. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. Were they actually, no, they were kind of tiny. They were really dang tiny, if I remember right. This is a peculiar object. Just looking at it fills me with a powerful sense of nostalgia. Now that I think about it, Pikmin had a curious look on their faces when they carried it. Or maybe that was just my imagination. This odd rock is completely filled with nostalgia. None can dispute the special powers of this stone. Can the day when this rock rules the entire universe be far away? When I get near this captivating treasure, I can't stop myself from spinning it over and over again. Shouldn't spin such a valuable treasure, but it's so hard to have self-control. Now on, instead of actually spinning it, I'll just imagine it. And wow, this is so much fun. This produces a mysterious shape, induced mental effect in all living creatures. You simply must rotate it. Spin, 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 spin. What fun it must be. Too bad you can't rotate the camera any faster than this. The cave we searched today was lined with flame-spewing spouts. The temperature in the cave was absolutely stifling. Oh, and that reminds me, completely forgot to tell Louie about Red Pikmin. So quiet, I almost sometimes forget he's even there. The time I salvaged from the cave seems some kind of storage device. But I have no way to play back the contents. Hey, Floppy Disks! Everyone remember these? All worldly matters from time's start to its end are sent to be recorded in this historical vault. It is so huge, decoding it all is impossible. Its mere existence is said to make one philosophical. I can't believe I had the fortune to find this thing buried underground. It looks like a component of a huge mechanical doll. Looks just like a part from a robot in a cartoon I used to watch as a kid. How nostalgic. This futuristic machine makes me feel like I've traveled back. This relic rose directly from the sands of time. Its shape invokes waves of sweet nostalgia. Middle-aged men throughout the universe harken back to the days of their youth and grin. They pass on their tales to the next generation, filling them with adventure and romance. Since I landed on this planet, I've encountered countless treasures to remind me of my childhood. Wonder why that is. I think it's because the objects we're discovering look just like things I had as a kid. This is one of those items. Red, color of memories, sunsets, in the end of a day of play, of pure embarrassment. The other day I accidentally threw away my son's favorite toy. Couldn't stop crying. Some things that's important to adults are treasures to keep. When I was a boy, I'm sure I felt the same way about my favorite things. Now, my family is my treasure. Aww. That is sweet. That is sweet. That is heartwarming. No matter how old you grow, you will ever remember the treasures of childhood. Take this gift. When I observe this object, I can't stop myself from tearing up. Wonder why. It's hard to say, but it might be because of some of these items remind me of the past. Remember your treasured toys? You took such good care of them, but some broke anyway. For some reason, this green gyro brings back those memories and causes your heart to quiver. I know this is not a traditional thing people do on stream, but hey, I like doing this, and I want people to have at some point, just to have like some way to access this. Also because of, even though I know PCs are relatively common in this day and age, I have no idea how to get emulators to work. And I'm betting if I can't, most of you can't either. I don't even know what Warzone is. Is that like a Call of Duty game? I legitimately, I have to ask because of I don't know. Oh, I despise that series. And it's mainly because of I personally, games that have like realistic graphics like that and have like all these like dull hues in the graphics engine, it just makes me just like feel miserable playing them. Like, I cannot be like super pumped up and energetic if everything is green, black, brown, and gray. I'm like, this is not an exciting color palette. Man, I bet you wouldn't expect that sort of answer from someone. But yes, probably like the best color palette I've seen for a game is a game called Morphite. That game has like one of the single prettiest color palettes I have ever seen in a game. The problem is that like, once you get to like, I believe it's like the 4th main story planet, there's a jump you can do that basically skips like 3 entire story sections. That's really easy to do, and I did it on my first try, and so I missed a humongous portion of the plot, and I'm like, well, okay, what do I do now? Yeah, there's one jump. It's not even like it's a hard jump to make in the game, and it skips like 3 cutscenes by you doing that one jump. It is wholeheartedly embarrassing that there's that big of a sequence break in that game. When I was a kid, I always wanted my toys to be blue. Is such a cool color. Children throughout the universe are captivated by the very thought of this cool blue disc. Hokutate toy makers are swamped with orders for this popular item. Yesterday we ventured into a spooky hole. Previously all the organisms we'd encountered were massed together in one cave. Try not to buy a Pikmin by color and utilize their unique abilities. Would have never made it out alive. In memory of my daring adventure, I've named the hole the Hole of Heroes. Feel the joy that only collectors can savor. Happiness for those who have found them all. Joy this wonderful feeling to your heart content. I think I read that one. But it's also a sort of thing that, like, the way most first-person shooters are, I don't like them. The only real first-person shooter games that I enjoy are the Metroid Prime games. And that's because of their Metroidvanias. And Metroidvania games, I find innately enjoyable to play. Since I love the feeling of, like, actual progression and having to go back and get stuff that isn't, like, level-based. Since a lot of things that are, like, Call of Duty are very level-based, and it's like, this isn't enjoyable. This object resembles the first treasure I found on this planet, so it holds a certain sentimental value to me. However, I've just noticed the size is slightly different. Sometime I should take the time to read my previous treasure logbook. Good to reflect on the past sometimes. Some enigmatic energy unknown on Hokutate is trapped inside. You couldn't use more energy. This cryptic item exhibits an unbelievable quantity of stored dormant energy. Civilization that created this must have advanced tremendously when it discovered this powerful new energy source. Oh my goodness. This is funny. If I were to take this technology back home, how would it affect the future of Hokate? Humanoid history is one big scramble for energy, and this is a colossal fountain of it. Has the change to renewable energy on Hokate already begun? We machines must watch. I love how they're like, when they discovered this energy source, they must have been amazed. It's a battery. We had to figure out how to harness electricity before we could even make batteries. We've recovered our first I just realized you can't see one of the things I'm trying to refer to. No. Transform. Flip. There we go. Since I want you to see want people to see the number in the top right. Since there's 201 treasures. Need to get to 201. We've recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. Can't understand their adorable language, and I don't know what they're thinking. But I'm so happy to see them. When I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing parts. My darkest hour, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I'm reunited with them, I know everything will be alright. It will. Right? I like Hollow Knight, but I've never played it much because of, long story, but in 2018, on January 16th, 2018, I got in a car wreck and I broke my right femur. I couldn't walk unassisted for 9 months. And on top of that, when I got home, I believe it was like somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks after the accident, I got home and my laptop was on the fridge. And since I couldn't blinking walk, I had to I asked my boss to have one of my coworkers take my laptop to Micro Center, and he didn't do that. He took it to this place called Pepper Computers. And this guy, who has been put in prison, might I add, due to drug trafficking, I'm not joking about this either, owes me well over $4 grand, I might add. And he dilly-dallied on my laptop for so long. I believe it took him over 2 months to even get to it and get it done. And when I get it back, it's still on the fritz. And one of the games I played during that period of time was Hollow Knight. And what happened was that after I opened up the game, played it, and closed the game, the laptop's onboard video card wouldn't register that the video card was integrated into the motherboard, in which it said there was a specific message. Let me open up Steam real quick. Fatal error, game cannot be played, or something along those lines. And the reason that was because of the motherboard couldn't read the graphic card. So I took it back into him. he calls back up later saying, your motherboard's fried. I was livid. And simply put, because of this guy basically decides to tell the first part last in every conversation I had with him, the guy basically made me lose over $4 grand over the span of a year due to his incompetence. I am still pissed off about that entire situation. Thankfully, my boss, because of he's a nice guy, and because of the fact that he realized he made a mistake giving my laptop to this guy in the first place, went out and had a custom PC built for me, which is what I'm playing up, which is what I'm streaming from right now, that cost him $2 grand out of pocket. Which I am very, very, very glad he did. Because of the laptop itself was $1 grand I paid for out of my pocket. Oh, he is a very good guy. He's also my father. So yeah, I think he felt kind of obligated to the fact that he basically was like, oh shit, I just completely screwed something up for my son, didn't I? But yeah, awesome dude that he did that for me, because of legitimately, this PC is an utter beast, and I've had virtually no problems with it. It is an utter beast. And it's mainly because of, basically, he suggested taking one of the PCs from our office, so that way I would have it as a gaming rig at home. The PCs we have in our office are like i3 cores. If you know anything about computers, you know how impotent that is in this day and age. But after both me and basically the tech guys that we have worked for our office, well, tech guys as in, we have a third company come in, and whenever we have tech problems, go ahead and fix our computers. And they basically said, yeah, that definitely won't work for him. He basically manned up and was like, okay, let's go ahead and have a custom PC built for you. It took him 11 months to do, but I'm glad he did it. I am unbelievably glad he did it. Physical energy is not the only kind. The energy dearest to us is that made by love and courage. But because of how that fatal error thing occurred, until I got this PC, I couldn't play Hollow Knight. And on top of that, I've basically been on a do not play any more games to make them not blind unless I play them for the channel. That makes sense? I'd rather go ahead and give you my blind reaction to a game than go ahead, play through a game that I've already beaten, and it's like, there's no surprises to me. This sip is a lot of self-importance from its scene. Apparently, machines can't exhibit human characteristics after all. Perhaps they even have a soul. This is true, then maybe you can work them into the ground till their spirit is broken and they stop giving you a lip. Oh no, I'm turning into the president! According to my measurements, almost no energy should remain within. Yet some does. The energy one can draw from matter has a limit, but the energy of the heart is endless. Perhaps that is the case here. This proves that machines have will and determination. I'm like, is that not a good mindset to have? I think it's a good mindset to have. Especially considering I have so much material. I have a ton of material. I'm especially excited for if we get some Super Nintendo games voted upon to go ahead and be played. Because I have a lot of really awesome SNES games that most likely are like, I've never heard of this. I know nothing about this. For example, I have one game in particular. I don't know how far I've actually gotten into it, called Eternal fiiiiine, which was one of the games that I bought and played while my leg was broken. And it is just insanely good. It's insane. The story is just like innately gripping. Caesar warning on the game though, because if it early on one of your characters gets perma-blinded, and every step you take the screen flashes. So there is a Caesar warning for that game. Yesterday, the ship accused me of sampling all the food we've been collecting. The ship has a lot of nerve. This food pack makes you want to throw away all dietary restrictions out the window and take a bite. Just looking at this sealed container, I'm gonna open it up. But opening it will decrease its value on the alien antiquity. Maybe I'll just use my imagination and pretend to open it instead. This calls out to me open, peeked inside, and tasted. This temptation-filled item. Hey, don't be a stranger. Please do come again. And I was hoping to have ended by now. What? The stream ends when the... Actually, wait. Wait, before you go, let me go ahead and read off one of the funniest item descriptions in this, if I remember right. Inedible known effects include uncontrollable episodes of impromptu breakdancing. This one and this one are some of my funniest. Mildly poisonous, may result in nausea, headache, fever, fatigue, chest pains, paralysis, loss of bone density, moodiness, feral rage, sauciness, dilly-dallying, strokes of brilliance, and untimely doom. Louis wants to be a cook, so such things are things that often come up in his logs. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes desire overpowers reason. At least that's what I have told myself when I sampled this salty snack. No matter how much you eat, this container is never empty. Go ahead and have a bite. Captain Olimar and his crony used this excuse. They later issued a written apology. Among the treasure we've collected, many of them have strange scrawlings on them. Fortunately, the alien writings are indecipherable, but the pictures can be understood easily enough. This one seems to have a picture of a fruit on it. Ah, if that's the case, then this container must contain sweet nectar. Quick taste will hurt. A taste of knowledge from a foreign world. This container holds juices of a primitive fruit. If you were to devotee of genuine taste, you cannot pass this up. What a fascinating storage container. There's more food crammed in here than I could eat in a lifetime. Do we have, however, a food storage tank of bewitchingly titanic size? As legend has it, this item is so captivating that the discoverer tried to claim it for himself. This hold is so cluttered and disorganized. Wonder if we're actually finding new treasure or if we're just rediscovering the old ones. A packed to the brim food container. According to legend, the discoverer of this item found it and immediately began to drool. In a survival situation, the most important things are water, courage, and a first aid kit. I've got water and an endless supply of courage, but I don't have a first aid kit. Sometimes I don't have a whole lot of motivation either. I may be a daring explorer, but sometimes I just want to loaf around all day and sleep. Wait, what if the president reads this journal? I never dream of slacking off on the job. Yeah. A must-have medical item for explorers. If you need powerful results, this is for you. It even comes with a testimonial from our employees. Use this and fear nothing ever again. I'm shocked. Can't believe this is the only stock of medical supplies we've got. One of us were to get ill or injured, we'd be in serious trouble. We'll have to be sure to watch our step and always wash our hands. Could also search for medicine among the treasures we've collected. A dependable item in crucial times. Stay safe by keeping one at home and one at the office. It is indispensable if you are health conscious. Buy this! This is a truly heart-wrenching sign. I've never been this moved by a piece of art. Every time I view it, I can't stop crying. The ship mocks me by squirting engine at me, but it's obviously just jealous that it can't shed any teeth. This is something that machines cannot comprehend. The heart of art, the soul of creativity. If you understand the appeal of this design, your heightened senses are at space pilot level. I've noticed that some of the objects we collect have undeniable similarities. Perhaps these treasures were revered by an ancient civilization. There are many items that look like this one, but the contents are profoundly different. Those in the know are aware of the differences. This particular item should please any buyer. How odd. When I gaze at this puzzling pattern, I have a vision of nature. At first I thought this planet's ecosystem was alien and unnatural, but now I've learned to fully appreciate its beauty. However, excuse me, still can't compare to the stunning natural landscape of Hokate. I hope I can return to my home. Natural beauty fills this design, and merely viewing it incites a righteous thirst. How about it? According to recent statistics, the elderly people on Hokate love to eat sweet. Despite them, young people are eating all the spicy food they can get their hands on. Just looking at this artifact makes my mouth feel spicy. When I bring it back, I'm sure it's to be all the rage with early teens everywhere. Tonight, I think I'll practice signing autographs. Bye, concerned mom of 3. It was nice having you. Behold the overwhelming power of monochrome yellow. Spiciness fills both the eyes and mouth. Irresistible. When I crash landed on this planet, I got sick of eating only Hokate noodles every day. This time's no different. We didn't have time to properly prepare some things. Can't stop drooling when I look at this evocative object. Hungry explorers must learn to use imagination in the absence of uncontrollable drooling, uncontrollable drool. Cannot stop, cannot stop. Interfacing with this and gives me a non-stop case of drool. I lie, machines cannot drool. Hey, I'm see the Explorer's Friend series down there. We're near the end. Hearing of this symbol tantalizes me. I've never observed this before, but my sight and taste appear connected. Perhaps this is some new kind of psychological advertising. I'll have to tell the ship about it. This cryptic design contains a link between sight and taste that is unknown on Okatate. According to the psychology of unknown shapes, gazing at this will let you taste the unknown. There's several different patterns drawn on the object's surface. They appear to be characters or letters, but I can't make any sense of them. This is just an educated guess, but I wonder if this object is some kind of alien bulletin board. Besides, the object seems about right for it. Perhaps this is some ancient billboard, perhaps not. Authenticity may be in question, but if you can use it for inspiration, you may become a top-flight ad executive. It's a bottle of shoe polish. This strange object makes me dance. I can't fight it. I must dance. Hey, this isn't so bad. I've been packing on the pounds, and this could be a great way to get some exercise. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. This esoteric design will make viewers want to get up and move for no apparent reason. This is perfect for people who want to diet but can never seem to get started. Strange story. When I inspected this item on the planet's surface, suddenly overcome with a raging thirst that I thought I might fall unconscious. Having no tasty beverage at hand, I had to resort to licking the condensation from the inside of my helmet. I feel such shame. The bizarre insignia on this serrated platter inspires inexplicable feelings of pleasure that can only be replicated by a long, full drink, or so I am told. When people study mysterious objects, they tend to overthink everything, get easily stumped. For example, this is just a lid. Is it? After much evaluation and processing, this item has been classified as a massive cap. What powerful force might it have held back at one time? Only the ages know. There are many things I've encountered on this planet by explanation. According to the ship's analysis, this object is extremely valuable. Maybe I'll buy it. Not so sure though. I get the feeling that the ship is swindling me. Nah, the ship would never scam me. I'm the captain! One glance and you will sit for hours trying to decipher the ultimate purpose of this item. Therein lies its value. It is actually a guide to the world of deep thinking. You grow up and get a job. Your time doesn't belong to you. To make up for that, you have to learn to appreciate simple pleasures in life. Looking at this pattern we found today makes me feel a little less miserable. This is today's simple. Choose your own happiness. Find the good things in each day. Maintain a positive attitude and good things will come your way. That is what one feels when viewing this cheerful emblem. I often brag about my inexhaustible supply of self-control. When I peer at this treasure, I can't help but want to take a drink. An odd symbol that causes thirst cravings in all who view it. Its secrets cannot be deciphered. Today, I delivered an impromptu lecture on the basics of wilderness survival. Louis is superior to my responsibility to teach him these. Walking around as much as we do generates an intense thirst. Water becomes very important. I don't understand how oxygen is poisonous to you, and yet water is not. How does that make sense? I told Louis that we have to ration our water very carefully. That's what I was thinking until I found this. I was so parched that I couldn't help myself. I drank all the water in the canteen. It tasted so good, but when I turned around, Louis gave me a cold stare. Gulp. Gulp, 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 gulp. Ah. Give into your primal feelings and drink to your heart's content. Gaze upon this design and your throat will ache for satisfaction. Why is that? Tell me, please. Fascinating. If I keep staring at this symbol, I know I'll come up with a brilliant idea for a new product. Stare in this long enough and good ideas are sure to surface. If you are a casual person who relies on others to achieve your goals, then this imagination support item was made for you! Now time for the last two sets. Purple Pikmin were somehow able to carry this massive treasure. Today we measured their physical strength using Chip's onboard beefometer. Seems that they have 10 times the weight of physical power of any other Pikmin. When I throw them, they land with a resounding thud. I decided to commemorate the cave I first encountered them in by naming it Emergency Cave. The surface designs on this item are the map of a savage planet. This alone makes it valuable. But that is not all. Embedded within is a microchip filled with secret, incredibly detailed data. With this item, you'll know everything about this, that, and the other thing too. The theory of this hemisphere contains a chip coated with charts detailing a new region. I explored this forest the last time I was here, but it's clear that it's undergone some dramatic changes. Plants and animals have also evolved significantly, giving this forest a new name, the Awakening Wolf. I must begin to form a hypothesis to explain why the forest changed so rapidly. If you have both pieces, does the value increase? Do you want it? Need it? Crave it? You son. This is the ultimate storehouse of geographic data in the known universe. Today we search the subterranean layers swarming with carnivorous bugs. The name Hole of Beasts immediately came to mind. The convenient contraption I found there has become an invaluable treasure seeker. When it approaches a piece of treasure, the gadget beetle moves to the right. When all the treasure in an area has been collected, the device powers down. When we left Hocotate, I thought we'd never been able to pay off the company's debt. But thanks to this gadget, I'm feeling optimistic about the outcome of this daring mission. Is this a miracle gadget born of universal desire, or a machine manufactured by a master of Dimension X? Whatever it is, it reacts to treasure! Using the robot voice for so long makes my sinuses go a little bit funky. I'd love to lay down in the grass, bask in the sun, and take an afternoon. But with all of these Pikmin following me, I can never seem to relax. Remember, press X to dismiss the Pikmin. Press and hold X to take a nap. Last time I tried it, the Pikmin picked me up while I slept and carried me away to the onion. Hold your space horses, Pikmin. I'm not a pellet or a piece of treasure. And I woke up. Great galaxies, it was all just a dream, wasn't it? Interestingly, this is the only ability we never really used in the game. I don't even know if there's any purpose to it, in all honesty. Do you want to nap in luxury like a feudal lord? This lifestyle assistant will help you do it. Tests on our employees were very positive. Their bizarre dreams were an added bonus. Excuse me. Uncharted planets like this one are often teeming with hazardous fauna. Pikmin are usually nearby to defend me. There are times when I need to lay down the law with my own hand. For example, if a creature were to try to eat me, I have to beat it down. I dream about that all the time. In a plume of flame, this steel fist flies and smashes its target to bits. But the recoil is severe. Captain Olimar suffers from shoulder pain, so he uses it without the rocket booster. aromatic object secretes a tangy odor. Could knock out a ball blast. I'm with the sip on this one. I don't want to test it either, but I must for the sake of the company and my family. Must summon the strength to carry on. This is a baby shoe. How in the world could something like this stink that badly? Like, legitimately, this is a baby shoe. You can tell due to the angle on the shoe. Is this the remains of some giant creature? Its color is striking, but its stench is horrific. Could it be dangerous? The true essence of things in the natural world is very often disguised. Be fooled and died. Fool or be killed. That is the law of survival. Technology behind this impressive gadget is totally unknown to my people. It used to replicate the intense solar beam of the sun. Space exploration has given me a ghastly pallor. Maybe I'll use this order to catch up people. This tanning machine is based on primitive science principles. Come you pallid recluses and sun-starved hermits, you too can have a healthy, stylish glow. Found this marvelous alloy and it was swarming with ballboard. On that adventure, I even clashed with an Emperor Ball Black. In honor of my triumph over that appallingly obese beast, I named the whole the Ball Black's King. A heat-resistant alloy forged in fires of justice and passion. Wear it and feel courage is burned. You have nothing to fear. Due to poor ventilation, this is not suited to sweaty beings. This is yet another object I've recently discovered that is beyond my wildest dreams. It doesn't conduct electricity, and it can erase marks left by pencils with a remarkable ease. Sadly, the more you use it, the more it rubs away into oblivion. In a way, it reminds me of my job. This non-conductive substance has many uses. I've discovered it can even erase pencil marks. It is a dream material. But the more it is used, the more it crumbles. Same is true of dreams. I found this metal treasure in the gut of an avian snake. Took real courage to drop into that dark den. But danger's what I do best. Honor my brave class with that feathered serpent, I've named that den the Snake Riddle. You cannot see it and you cannot touch it, but it is definitely here and there. But you ask, whatever this suit is fortified by. That is what. I cannot believe there's a better material than what I am constructed of. Have we literally been on these screens so long it has turned from day to night in the actual, like, image? Today we searched a deep underground structure completely covered in tile. No idea what it was originally intended for, but I decided to call it the shower room. Deep within, I clashed with a sleek bug that coughed up this conical curiosity. Your voice is weak, and it does not carry. No one notices you. If this is true, then this item is for you! Starting today, you are a gym teacher. You will never be ignored again. I recently took a team of blue Pikmin out on an expedition to explore a submerged cavern. While exploring this watering cavern, I encountered some very strange phenomena. Do-do-do-do-do! Phenomena! Do-do-do-do-do! Phenomena! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It was such a strange place that I'm still wondering if it was all just a dream. I found this curious treasure in that cavern. So if it was just an illusion, I'm even more confused. Name that confounding place the submerged castle. Noisier than a spaceship, this wonderful item will make your miserable life 120% more exciting. This item came from the personal treasure hoard of a massive Pikmin devouring spider. No, it didn't, Olimar. Arachnorbs do not eat anything. I legitimately do not know how they would get nutrients because arachnorbs do not have mouths! Sorry. The whole cave was crawling with all kinds of fearsome. I decided to name that eerie cave the Citadel of Spiders. It can't stand bugs. Whenever I ask it to store a specimen for salvage, it threatens to stage a mutiny. This shape, I have encountered it somewhere before. No, I must be mistaken. Yes, I am mistaken. Thoughts like me strike all who see this ableistic form. You feel its immense power. Time for the Titan Weevil set. This soccer was one of several weapons wielded by the Nightmare's Titan Weevil. It allowed the creature to smite Pikmin with zaps of lightning. This nanotech device gathers negative ions in the atmosphere and converts them into energy. It then releases that energy. Zap! Use it to relieve muscle soreness and joint stress. One warning, however, it does render the user unconscious. This scorching mechanism was once used by a monstrous Titan Weevil. Roasting apparatus spews hot jets of flame. Can't keep Louie away from it. Keeps trying to use it to cook sausages and caramelize green filet. In the compressed air cylinder of this flamethrower, liquid gas is lit, producing the fire that gives the weapon its name. It is very dangerous, and good kids know not to play with it. In case you wonder, it cannot be used as a substitute for a spaceship's rockets, and should never be used to cook sausages. Never. Fiendish component was used by the Titan Weevil, although it was once a primitive chemical weapon. It is now a weapon of mass hilarity. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, yet this weapon would steal your life given the chance. At least it used to, until I shrewdly exchanged its poison gas for hilarious laughing gas. Crafted with an eye for safety, it is the funniest weapon ever devised! Savage water pump was not a weapon. Many weapons wielded by the Titan Weevil. The pump is capable of spraying jets of hyper-pressurized water. This item automatically detects subterranean waterways, even if the water is buried a mile deep. This monster pump draws liquid any distance, and its almost uncontrollable power is fantastic. And lastly, the King of Bugs. Louie is back. Somehow he survived a horrific ordeal with a freakishly large weapon-wielding Titan Weevil. I entered a hole with an army of ferocious Pikmin, grimly determined to save Louie from Titan Weevil. But it seems that he was perfectly fine all along. Can't understand how he managed to avoid being eaten. Always had an unusually close connection with insects. Excuse me. And I know he loves to cook them. Maybe he wasn't kidnapped after all. Could he have been controlling that beast all along? No, that's craziness. Although he does now insist that we address him by his proper title, the King of Bugs. A new employee of Hokatate Fright. Louie is often silent. Nobody knows what thoughts lurk in his mind. He appears to operate on the same wavelength as insects, often with dangerous results. After he was kidnapped, he somehow managed to hijack a colossal insect's brain. With that, that is every log entry in Pikmin 2. And tomorrow, I better go ahead and start a new series. So, that'll be all for now. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my work. Eh. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and please do share my content and join the Discord. It really does help me out. Follow me here on Twitch and on Discord, Twitch and on Facebook in order to come aboard the Starship LP, where no matter if you're a hero, villain, or NPC, I hope when all our games are over to see you in heaven one day. Bye.